Hope y'all enjoy this video. Man, this year sure did fly by. 2024 was awesome. I can't believe we're getting ready for 2025, and I still haven't finished all the videos from 2024. I'm almost done. We're just finishing up Marysville and the drive home and hurricanes, etc. But I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's get into some of the highlights for 2024. 2 or 3 times a year, the flywheelers in Haines City has a flywheelers flea market, so we did that before we left. If you are into old tractors and cars and flea markets and just a day out exploring, highly recommend it. They have food trucks and music and old engines, and you can bring a golf cart or you can rent a golf cart. I think it's like $135, which you will need because it's a lot of walking if you walk. You can bring side anything that'll fit. You have to look at their site. Anything that'll fit through the gate. I think it's 65 inches. You can drive around for the day. People drive lawnmowers. You'd be amazed what people come up with. But it's a fun day out. So if you're into just a good old fun day out, this is it. Highly recommend it. Our next main stop was Hitching Post RV Park up near Chipley, and that's because something I had wanted to do for a long time was Seacrest Wolf Preserve in Chipley, Florida. Highly recommend it. Go to their website, look at it. If you do the weekend group one, it's like $50 per person. And you literally get to be up close and personal and pet the wolves. Very fun. They're very playful. They are actually wild wolves that have just been um, could not stay out in the wild, so it's a rescue, and they've just been socialized. Which wolves like socialization. They like interaction. Very fun experience. Highly recommend it. It had been trying to go here for years. Definitely well worth a stop. So that was the main event. We had hoped to do to explore the Laurel, Mississippi, where the show Hometown is filmed, but I should have planned better than Easter weekend. But really nice campground in Hattiesburg there. Um, KOA, a little tricky to get to, but a cool spot. So we'll do Laurel again, but here's just a brief glimpse of the campground. The other thing we did, next site we go to that I thought was pretty cool was Tom Sawyer RV Park. I had my reservations about this. I'm not going to lie. Very cool RV park. If you're going to be in the Memphis area to see Bill Street, cool place to stop. But we headed this direction because we went to Poplar Bluff to watch the eclipse. And I got to say, was a very fun experience. And I thought I would share a few of the photos, the few of the thousand photos that I took of the eclipse. Some of them turned out pretty good, some of them, but was a very cool experience. But the best part of the experience was we were able to meet up with some friends, which is the best part of RVing. And they traveled with us from Poplar Bluff. We explored around that area while we were there waiting. Then we went to the Ozarks and did some trails and explored that area, which was awesome. Then went on to Waco to explore around Waco, which is always a fun experience. We did have a couple firsts for us and our friends. While we were in Waco, we experienced our first tornado alert morning while we were in the Texas Ranger Museum. We're from Florida. We're used to hurricanes. We don't get a lot of tornadoes unless they're spun within the hurricane. So that was a surprise for us. We enjoyed touring around Waco, and our friends enjoyed seeing it. They hadn't been there before. We'd only been there once. Was such a fun experience doing that with friends. It wasn't the last bad weather we experienced, though. We had another tornado warning in Texas, and then we got to Moab, and well, let's just say we had a couple of days of high wind. But Vic's a trooper. He took the garbage out anyways while I stood inside and laughed at him. It was just a blowing out there, but fun. Moab is known as the off road mecca for a reason. The trails are incredibly scenic. Got the red rocks, you've got a real diversity of terrain. You've got some easy trails, like this is Chicken's Corners, and then you've got some that we wouldn't do that are just way over the top, way more than we're set up to do, especially when we're out by ourselves. But beautiful trails there, and had a great time exploring it. Then we went on to Bear Lake, and then to experience some lava tubes at Craters of the Moon, which were incredible views and hiking, and had a great time there. On our way to Mackey, where we saw some cool sights and side by side trails everywhere, had an incredible time. Then we went on to Sawmill Station, and I gotta say, Sawmill Station's pretty awesome. We explored the area, loved the RV park, but time to head on to Grangeville, Idaho. This was a year for Idaho. So went to Grangeville and explored that area, some jeeping, some bees, some um, side by side trails, a little bit of everything. We did not go out and do any boating, which was prevalent there. But next time we're in the area, definitely going to do a jet boat. So much fun to be there. Had a great time. Even managed to check out a rodeo while we were in the area. So fun stuff. Definitely worth doing. We did briefly stay in Spokane, Washington, experienced our first Diners, Drive-In, and Dives restaurant, which was amazing before heading to Albert's Landing, which was awesome and a great spot if you like kayaking there, trails there. We weren't there but a few days, but amazing opportunity. And they filmed uh, Dante's Peak there. But then it was time to head on to Salmon, Idaho, where we loved our stay. Beautiful area, did some jeeping, and even went and saw some a band play. So pretty awesome. Before we went to Twin Falls, where we got to find some beautiful waterfalls, the Japanese internment camp, and we watched people jump off a bridge, as well as Evil Knievel's test site. What's not to love there? So had a great time in Twin Falls. Was an awesome experience. Then we went on to Crater Lake National Park and stayed at Crater Lake RV Park, which we loved, but our fridge went out. So we had to order a part. It didn't show up till we got 2 months down the road, but we managed to go on propane while we were there. Loved being there, the waterfalls, the national park. We even got to watch one of their local axe throwing competitions. They had their annual show. Very fun. Highly recommend the campground. It's about 30 minutes from the national park. Big rig friendly. No cell service, but what you get is an incredible experience. And it's a fun park. They have a Saturday night. They have hot dogs and some event, whether it's karaoke or whatever. Wonderful experience. Highly recommend.
I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day.
And they have some cool features like some wood carvings and etc. there. Definitely worth a stop. But it was time to move on. So on the road we go to the Oregon coast where we drove up and down it. We drove the side by sides down and did a lot of trails on the dunes or a lot of riding on the dunes. Um, ate a lot of food at different restaurants, saw some elk, and just explored the area. The We'd never ridden trails on the dunes before, so it was a whole new experience for us. It was nice to be able to ride straight from camp and had a great time experiencing the area. While we were there, the weather was perfect. It was not cold. It wasn't hot. I don't think it gets really hot there, but we had perfect weather. So we got to see a lot of seals and sea lions on the water. They're very loud and just enjoyed walking around through botanical gardens. Um, there's casinos nearby, so mom got to do that and just experience the whole beauty of the Oregon coast. In fact, we're going to experience it a little more next year. But this such a beautiful area. We had such a great time. Found a lot of good food, including some food trucks that were amazing. And, you know, ate and filmed, videoed wildlife and explored the dunes. Just had a great time. But pretty soon we had to hit the trail and go on to our next stop because, you know, got places to be, things to see. Our next stop was Grangeville, where we did some hiking and some jeeping and just explored the area. Did have a little problem with Izzy's feet. This trip was not without problems. The We finally got the refrigerator part delivered here and had got that fixed. But my poor little puppy was having problems with her feet, so we got her some little boots, and that seemed to help. So, you know, no trip is without its flaws, but we were able to hike and sightsee and explore the area and had a great time. It's important to just deal with it and go on. And we were able to go see some redwoods while we were in the area. We drove back down and were able to drive through a tree. So, you know, pretty awesome experience. But it was time to head on to Reno, where we had hoped to explore, but we had an oil leak in the Jeep. So we just hung around the casino and let mom get some casino time off. So we headed out from there and went to Eli, where there was no fuel. Had to wait till the next day, which was fine. See the video for the details. And then we went on to Marysville, Utah to do some more trails. And what an amazing experience Utah is. And Marysville, that area is incredible. While we were there, we thought about extending our stay there. We changed some other spots because of our Jeep oil leak. So, you know, turn lemons into lemonade thing. But we decided to head on towards home. And there were hurricane was heading towards Florida. We knew we didn't want to get all the way there, but we wanted to be a little closer. So we started heading that. Unfortunately, the camper had a little issue. We were able to repair it on the side of the road or at the rest area, but we had a few moments there where it was a little traumatic, but all went well and we made it all the way to home. Eventually, we had to delay for a week and a half at a RV park due to storms, but eventually we made it home to take care of the issues. Fixed a plumbing issue while we were at the waiting. Did have one tire on the trailer that we had go lose air on the way home that we had to fix. But other than that, it was smooth trails. But now it's time for us to move on to what the future holds. What's coming next? What are we looking forward to? Well, we are leaving in a few days. To be honest, I've got the first half of it mapped out. The second half, I'm still working on, but this is the general plan. We leave in a few days to head to Quartzsite, where we're going to spend a month so we can be there for the big tent show. Haven't done that before. Very excited about it. So I hope y'all follow along. This may not be the right way or the wrong way, but it is a way to travel. So hope you enjoy the video. Hope you follow along. And we'll see you down the road in 2025, maybe. Thanks for watching.